Welcome, it's Joe Bonsai, and today we have these two beautiful cotoneasters. They were both out of actually the same stock, not dual trunks, but two specimens from one pot, and I'm going to trim them up from these wild, out of control bushes into a couple of respectable bonsais, hopefully. Thank you for joining me on today's adventure.
I've got a pot here for all my cuttings with some nice rich mulch. I basically just mulch everything in my yard and recycle a lot of old materials. But this thing's got spider webs living on it. Well, spiders living on it. Not so much. I think they've vacated since they knew I was coming. Pick with those guys, make them go somewhere else. They can't have my home. But this shouldn't take too long. We're just gonna make them look pretty, and then of course maybe shape them a little bit more. But in general, we've got cameras set up, hopefully be able to get the look at them or out of them through this. Sorry if I go too fast. I'm not actually designing this channel to teach you how to do this, but if you guys all start asking me, I suppose I'll do more teaching. But for the most part, I'm just here to try to make things pretty and show you guys what happens on the way. I think this is going to be a sacrificial branch. I'm just going to shorten it up a little bit so it's cuter, but to help the trunk get thicker, I think I'm just going to leave that one for now. Though I might be getting too close to making this thing look ugly down here. I don't want it to do a reverse taper or anything like that. Let's see. Make a little triangular pad right up here at the top. Just trim a little here and there. Keep the pad going. I like the way it looks when a bonsai has a lot of trunk showing, personally, and as far as deciduous goes. And this, cotoneasters are technically a little shrub, but all in all, it ends up looking like a little tree. That's the aim. Let's see. Now, when doing this, you don't want to cut across the leaves and make the leaves in half. You want to hit on the woody areas. That's pretty much legit for every species. You don't want to cut across the leaves. You want to, and for conifers, you don't want to cut across the needles. You want to definitely get down in needle areas. So yeah. I'm digging this small little bushel area here. But what I want to get rid of is around here, because I don't want this to bulge up too much around the base, because that ends up making that reverse taper. If you get too many branches in one zone, then just gives an ugly bulge, and eventually you'll end up having to carve it out if it looks too ugly. But I'm kind of digging this small pad down here. Well, not a small pad. For this, it's kind of large, but I might actually put some more wire on it. So I think I want it to come out looking like this, or even maybe winding back on itself a little bit. Maybe cut this part out and wind this branch out, because it's got a split branch down here, which I think I'll get rid of that. There we go. And all this material, most of it, I will actually, cotoneasters pretty much, they're really good at rooting. So this is going to have a lot of babies. Let's see. And this cotoneaster, I put wire on it, and I accidentally left it because it was hiding in the back of a bunch of other of my bonsais, and I forgot to unwire it, and so now it's actually got some scars from wire. These things grow a lot faster than I anticipate, and well, that doesn't really work well for a good tree if you can't keep on it. I'm actually going a lot slower than I normally do because I want you guys to be able to enjoy this a little bit. If you're watching to just, watch, maybe help fall asleep. Other than that, I can actually see which it's going to have a couple of branches these will be the next couple that just tear off. I'm trying to get a bit of a more orbed or oval patch. Maybe get it a little bit higher up eventually, and maybe I'll just turn it over on its side a little bit more to get that. But overall, pads are taking form in this one. Now this particular cotoneaster actually has a very ugly patch, and it goes against all bonsaiing, and that's this right here. It's a third branch in the middle, and that's kind of why I let this grow over, so it kind of gives an illusion that there's not a third branch. But I don't know if I'm going to take this off here and let that continue to grow out, and then bring this down a little bit, kind of flatten that pad out a little bit, or even spin it over like this and kind of make it more heavy on this side and kind of give that outstretched look. But I really like how sharp this turn comes in on this little tree, and so I'm still debating on whether to get rid of this long trunk, long branch, which, I mean, I think it's a little bit thick for the taper of the tree currently. So I mean, it's like, do I get rid of that and just miss out on this entire look? I don't have a bag to do Peter Chan bag trick, but just put that up, getting rid of that. That kind of looks good. Question, maybe I will get rid of that. It's those big decisions that Mr. Chan always says. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Get rid of it. This one I don't really want to get, because I do want it to continue helping this trunk thicken. But here we go. Big decision been made. Now, and there we go. Let's see. Yeah, I like the way that turned out. It actually looks a lot better. And I'm going to clean it up over here a little bit. Now eventually when that goes away, this trunk will look a little bit nicer. Yeah, I think I'll flatten. No, I think I'm gonna make it left heavy. Right now these branches are still pretty pliable, so I'll have to go and get some wire and wire them up soon. Maybe it'll look nice as a cascade. Don't grab multiple secateurs and scissors. Leave that to jugglers. So now I'm gonna go in and clean up, get the underside of things. Don't have much on the underside. I've done pretty good at keeping the underside clean. So I got its base form cut. I'm wondering, maybe I should just get rid of a bit of this stuff. And get rid of that. Oh, that's a lot more than anticipated. But still looking pretty good. I don't know, maybe I should just let this patch grow. No, it's kind of liking that way, the way that looks. I'm just gonna cut more of it. And it's getting fall, so even as cotoneasters here in Oregon, PNW is starting to get yellow. And I only put moss on my plants to help retain water in them, because the moss up here, I'm still pretty stupid at what happens with it. Like, is it drying out because it's getting too much sunlight? Like, I've noticed that our moss likes dark, but it's like as soon as you put it in a bonsai and you leave it in a nice shaded spot, it still will dry out, and the plant pretty much takes too much water, just throws it off into the atmosphere. But other than that, I guess I'm gonna clean up underside of this. That doesn't look too bad. I'll wait for that to develop a little bit more, because I do like the patches growing on, but I'm not going to leave the stuff in the elbow. It's not desirable to have growth inside an elbow of a tree. Okay, that looks pretty good. Hope I'm in the field of vision for that. That's one down. That was the easy one, which is weird because it's got the bigger bucket. This thing is horrendously huge. It's got a long cascade, which I really do appreciate. Man. So this sucker is this long, goes up, like, okay, so that actually goes all the way, starts right down there, boom, goes all the way up to here. This is currently sitting at 4 feet high, and this is just a really long cascade, and it's just growing out of control. So now that we're back in here, I really don't have the space for this, but you know, I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. I'm just gonna go in and any of these branches that go backwards, I'm gonna cut out. And cut these close to the. These are going to make some great cuttings to try to regrow. I'm just going to form this. I'm going to try to cut all of the stuff that I don't want to grow back. Try to get it to shape. Start shaping a little bit more. Oh man, this one still has a wire in it. Man, I'm horrible at this. That top is really heavy, so I'm gonna obviously get rid of that branch. Cotoneasters are, and yeah, I mostly call them cotoneasters because it's cotton and Easter put together. Come on. If you wanted it just to be called cotoneaster, then they should have spelt it without the A or put an H in there or something like that. That's way too big. It's also way too big and not on, although giving it a unique design. Get rid of that one. That one's in the corner. I don't want it to be. That one is where I don't want it to be. Don't want that. Got a little bit of growth down in here, and technically I don't want that either. Snip those off. Probably just rub them off with my finger, but I really like the way this one's turning out. A little too deep. You know, got a little bit of foliage on the outside there. And on in here, getting rid of these under. That off. Don't want it to grow out of control. And not out of control there. That one's gonna end up taking off. I think I just like the shape of it, so I just want it to more bud back and start filling out this area. Now, this sucker just wants to grow out of control. I'm not sure I want it that long because these could end up being problematic because we don't want the whole thing out of balance. So let's see how much I'm going to cut off here. Let's see. First, we're going to look if you can see, but I think I'm going to cut these off right about here. I might even take it up in because I can tell that a couple of these are just going to shoot out like crazy. I'll nip these two, get the bottom ones out, see how it can turn out. Kind of like the way it shoots off this way though, so I think I'll keep that one. Cut that. Don't recommend doing this either. Keep that one. Cut this one completely off right there. Get rid of that under branch. That, open it up a little bit more. Got a little bit better design. Now I need to get rid of this long horse whip of a piece, and I'm gonna take that down to here. There's a piece that seems to, let's see, now that comes down crazy. Definitely think I need to reshape it. Let's see, I've got a mirror right behind me, and yeah, I think I'll reshape that. So let's see how that goes. Liking the design. Like, choke up on this a little bit. So I don't want these ones to go crazy. I just want them, I'd rather it bushel out this way, grow this way than in towards it. So I'm also going to get rid of this little tiny branch, which is aiming a direction I don't want it to go. But I want a small pad to develop down here, a little bit of a pad to develop somewhere up in here. So see where these go. This one should develop into a pad. But I mean, this has been a bonsai for its third year. So it was planted back in 2001, as far as transplanted from nursery stock to a bonsai pot. And this was a twofer. I bought one cotoneaster, and it actually was two planted in the same pot. And I was like, I'll just go with it. Why not? All right, go and grab. Okay. Let's see here. Close it up for now. Let's see if I can get this to sit right up here. Love these. All right. So I like the style that it's looking right up in here. I really love that it's starting to get that classic look. I just want it to regrow out in here. Got some bud back on this branch out there. A couple of them just, we'll see how next year goes. Oh, that's, actually I want to leave that because that'll be a sacrificial branch later, help thicken up that trunk down there, the split trunk. All right, so as always, you definitely want to share your trunks. I'm going to make this one come up onto this trunk, and then I'm actually going to go around here. So in this case, because I am very forgetful for some things, but this is on my, what I call the 21 rack. No, this one goes on my favorite rack. The other one goes on the 21 rack. I will be able to keep an eye on it now. So I'm going to put a little bit thicker wire, because if it does start growing around the wire, then it won't be as god-awful of a marking as, say, if it was a thinner wire and it starts growing around it. It kind of grows a little bit further around. And yeah, I'm reusing wire. I reuse wire all the time. I've also got a round of new wire right here, spool of new wire. But I recycle wire all the time, because I don't believe in waste. I mean, sometimes you just cut them down too small, and you just, little bit by little bit, they get a little bit smaller and smaller over time, and then you eventually just have to throw it out. But I like to use thicker wire on this stuff, so if it does end up marking it and scarring it, it's not as prevalent, and it kind of looks more intentional, which, I mean, technically it is. I do like the look of wire marks on some bonsai, like the unique scarring that it does. I might be the only one. If you're looking to get rid of scarred bonsais, you send them to me. I'll love them. I don't want to take that out to the tip. I just want it to where I can This one's got kind of the classic build going on. Once again, when wiring, you gotta just be careful. So with that, all right. Okay, I like the way that looks. I like the way that's looking. All right. Now next year, I'll definitely repot this thing because I'm not seeing any roots coming out or anything. It's pretty easily separated from the pot, but that's how that's gonna be. I don't know, like, will it look better like that or continue? Because I like the idea of this one actually continuing out. That's a little much right there, although it's got, man, I don't want to cut that berry. It looks really nice right now, but definitely nip it. I definitely want to nip this because I don't want those to grow out of control. We'll see. I mean, I don't know, maybe that whole branch disappearing will look good. Let's see. What do you think? Did I get that good enough? Am I blocking most of it? I think I am. So, all right. Well, all in all, I think that's probably good for right now. At least it's back to being able to be healthy again. But let's see how it goes in a couple years. I'm gonna go put this one back. This unique one will this is also I mean, I kind of want this to be a semi-cascade. That was the whole idea about it to begin with, but because I have a problem with making a lot of cascades. They seem to be fun, but I think I might have to go and get a bigger millimeter. Yeah, and stuff. Get some used stuff. Recycle. Yeah, it's too thick, but this will work for both of them. All right, like I said, I want it semi-cascade, so I really only want this to, I don't want to change the angle of that, maybe just a little bit, but like, yeah, see? Look at that. Just pull this up a little bit. Kind of has the shape that I'm going for, so maybe that's what I need to do. Then this, bring forward some more, yeah. Okay, so I want that.
It's at this point where I was like, I really need to do a voiceover and just apologize for the focus on this. I use the cinema on my iPhone, and well, I mean, I messed up. I should just go with the normal setting for the video on this. But again, I'm sorry. This was annoying me all throughout editing. But thanks for sticking with me this far.
Try not to cut off branches and getting in the way of others. Sometimes wiring can be a hassle, but it's all part of the art. So right now this recycled wire is about to get shorter. And I generally leave a piece out because okay. So that will go like that. I like that. And now look down. That needs to go away. And that. Okay. So a simple change can also change the couple points where you want branches to disappear too. So got that, and now let's go ahead and get this thing up. All right, well, that's that one. Oh, okay, so I think I accomplished it, making this a little bit longer than anticipated. Again, this branch will go away probably next year. Maybe another one will start growing out here, but actually it's actually reaching an ugly point. So nip it in the bud. Yeah, that's definitely. Hopefully that'll go back and I'll treat it here in a little while. But there's that one. All right, I'll put pictures up of these, what they look like after.